Website traffic from generative AI has grown almost 800% in just 2 years. If you don't have an AI visibility or GEO strategy, now is the time to get started. This video is your AI visibility playbook. We'll cover everything you need to know to get your brand recommended by AI. We'll also have some special guests throughout the video to share their GEO expertise. So let's start by establishing what we're talking about when we say AI SEO, often referred to as GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. At its core, AI SEO encompasses everything you do to get your brand mentioned in AI responses. You're optimizing your website and your third-party presence to be the source of truth, summarized and cited by AI models, aka LLMs. The end goal of this strategy is for your brand to appear as a trusted source when someone in your audience uses a relevant prompt in their AI tool of choice. That includes ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, AI Overviews, Copilot, and more. So AI SEO is not simply SEO made easier by AI tools, although you can do that. While you may use AI to help your AI SEO strategy, the focus is on optimizing your online presence for appearances in AI responses. Think targeting, not tools. Another term that's often used in tandem with GEO is zero-click attribution. This refers to the lack of trackable clicks due to the no-click nature of AI responses. While it's true that tracking every click from AI tools is complicated, it's not entirely impossible, but there are more important metrics to track when it comes to your AI presence. More on that later. We've been talking a lot about AI SEO and GEO, so let's shift gears for a moment and answer a question we hear quite often. Does SEO even matter anymore? In short, yes. SEO may be more important now than ever. AI optimization and search engine optimization shouldn't operate in separate silos. Your AI SEO strategy should be a layer added on top of your traditional SEO. Here's why. First, generative AI traffic may be growing significantly, but it still has ways to go before it overtakes traffic from SEO. According to our study, organic search takes up more than a quarter of traffic share. Now granted, it's hard to measure traffic from AI when there's no click, something AI is pretty famous for. But when we look at the data we have on generative AI traffic, we see that it makes up just under 0.2% of sessions. So it's grown a lot from where it used to be, but search engines still dominate. Second, AI tools often rely on search engine indexes to support their responses. The most obvious example is Gemini's grounding with Google Search, in which certain prompts trigger its access to the Google index. Some research has also shown ChatGPT relying on Bing and Google. So basically, if you're invisible to the major search engines, you may be invisible to AI. Third, many of the factors that influence search engine rankings also apply to AI appearances. We'll cover more of those factors in just a bit, but just know that GEO and SEO work together to get you showing up wherever your audience searches. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, how AI search works. When you go to your favorite AI tool and type in a prompt, the tool first checks its internal memory, which is a huge library of information it learned when it was initially trained. The internal memory is great for understanding your language and basic facts, but it has a cutoff date, meaning it doesn't have up-to-the-minute information. If you ask about something current, the AI may use a process called Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG. It essentially breaks your prompt into separate searches or queries based on how it interprets your intent, then searches places like Google or Bing for up-to-date resources that satisfy each query. Finally, it pulls the best facts from high-quality websites, mixes them with its own internal logic, and writes a response that cites the specific brands and articles it used as sources. So prompts are the conversational words or phrases you enter, which are then broken down into queries by the AI tool and used to search for information. AI SEO ensures that your content is the most relevant, trusted resource for those queries. Let's go to an AI SEO expert to learn more about how AI influence is built.
The more AI sees your brand in correlation with a mention or a topic, it's going to start to associate your brand with that. Honestly, the AIs go through and they scan so much of the internet. So the more and more they see your brand name associated with certain phrases, it starts to draw those parallels as well. So having rich, keyword-rich, valuable content on your own site is going to play a big factor because the AIs will actually pull content from your site to rank it. But then coupling that with a third-party strategy where you actually get content that mentions your brand on other third-party sites is very valuable because AIs also pull those. So a really good thing about first-party content is that oftentimes what you do for traditional SEO actually benefits AI SEO. So a couple main things we'd want to do. We'd want to make sure that those keywords are still in there. As we complete AI SEO research, we're looking at what people are searching in the conversations with. So we find more and more people are having full-on conversations with AI rather than just going and doing a quick Google search for something. They're actually talking to the AI bots. So actually thinking ahead of what type of content or what we need to address in the pieces to actually cover the full funnel conversation they're having is really valuable. I highly recommend putting FAQs on any page on your website, primarily those bottom of funnel pages, which are going to be like your core service, solution, product pages. We find that the FAQs go really far in getting AI to rank you for specific questions. So if somebody's looking up a specific question and you have an FAQ on that, you're more likely to be pulled into the AI and even search engines because you can even be pulled into the people also ask section.
Now that you know how AI SEO works, let's talk about how you can get started with GEO for your website. If you've watched any of our videos before, you may know where we're going with our first piece of advice. You can't optimize until you understand your audience and what needs improvement, so you need to audit your AI presence. Start with your audience. Figure out which AI platforms your audience uses when they're gathering information. Our research found that ChatGPT accounted for more than 80% of generative AI traffic share, with Perplexity and Gemini holding the next two largest shares of about 10% and 4% respectively. Your audience could be different, so the best way to figure out their preferences is to dive into your analytics tools. If you use an analytics tool like GA4, you can create a report and filter the traffic to AI sources. This data tells you two things. First, which platforms matter most to your audience, and second, which third-party platforms matter most for publishing content. Here's why that second point matters. LLMs rely on a variety of sources when they come up with their responses, so think Reddit, LinkedIn, YouTube, and websites like yours. While there's often source overlap between platforms, it's not 100% consistent. According to a study from SEMrush, the top 3 domains getting cited by ChatGPT are Wikipedia, Reddit, and Medium. Google AI mode favors LinkedIn, YouTube, and Reddit, with other Google properties in the mix, of course. And Perplexity cites Reddit, LinkedIn, and the National Institutes of Health most often. When you know which platforms your audience spends time on, you can make a plan to optimize your brand's presence on those third-party sources, feeding the AI responses. This doesn't mean that you should abandon your website optimization since third-party websites are so popular. It just means that optimizing your presence across the web is key to maximizing your visibility. Your website may not be as massive as Reddit, but it's still the keystone of your GEO, and the content you create for your website can then be used across platforms. So getting back to third-party websites, say you get a ton of traffic from ChatGPT. The top 5 sources cited by ChatGPT, according to SEMrush, are Wikipedia, Reddit, Medium, Forbes, and LinkedIn. The easiest platforms to get started with would be LinkedIn and Medium, so you can make a plan to publish articles or posts on both of those platforms. Reddit is extremely valuable since it's a top source for multiple platforms, but results there can take time. Plus, you don't want to be too promotional on Reddit. You'll want to build up your presence by engaging with users and offering helpful advice or insights. You can also try to get published on Forbes, but there are certain requirements for the publishing process. Your chosen sources also depend on the prompt. Some AI responses may not include LinkedIn. Some may include YouTube more than anything. So just as you would do before publishing SEO-focused content, you need to research the specific topics you want to appear for. Find the sources and figure out the best way to dominate the AI responses. An AI visibility tool like OmniSEO can make the research process easier. So when you're ready to kick off your AI optimization strategy, you need to first make sure you have a solid SEO foundation. This means doing things like ensuring your technical SEO is buttoned up, so your site is crawlable, fast, and structured well, readable by people, search engines, and LLMs alike. Address search intent. Do things like that. Now here's where AI optimization starts to diverge from traditional SEO. As Jordan, our AI SEO expert, who you'll meet just in a moment, puts it, core SEO leans heavily on domain authority and link-based metrics, while GEO shifts focus to topical authority, entity relationships, and EEAT. In other words, it's less about who links to you and more about what subjects AI actually recognizes you as an expert in. So the move is to get clear on your specialties, then double down on them. Publish what only you can publish. Original studies, first-hand expertise, perspectives that are genuinely representative of your brand. Layer in trust signals like certifications, years in business, case studies, and reviews. These are the credibility markers that AI can pull from. From there, explore the prompts people actually use when searching with AI. Again, format your content to be easily scannable by people and by AI, and work those expertise and credibility signals into everything you create. And then there's the third-party websites that influence AI responses. I'll let Jordan explain a little bit more about that.
So the type of business that you are is going to determine what citations you focus on. So for local businesses, Google business profiles are going to be the number one source. They are rich with information about who you are, where you operate, the services that you offer. And then as you move outside of Google business profile, Yelp, and some of those more classic local business citations, very similar to local SEO, we want to control and manage how users are talking about your brands. The frequency of reviews are all going to play a role in how AI understands who you are and what your business offers. Outside of local focus reviews, other industry publications, trade publications, press releases, where your brand is talked about frequently, this is all going to create associations with who you are, what you offer, and the more positively that these citations are talking about your brand, AI is going to remember those associations and then serve them in their results.
So far, we've covered what AI search is, where it fits in your strategy, and how to start building your AI presence. Let's move on to proving to your boss that it's worth the investment, starting with more of why AI optimization matters. AI SEO and SEO do overlap, but don't take that to mean you only need to invest in one and not the other. Each strategy has differences that require consideration. Just one example is the sources they rely on. When you're aiming to show up in Google's search results, you're mainly focused on getting your website indexed by Google. If you want to appear in Google's AI mode, you may really need to build up your presence on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Reddit, in addition to optimizing for the traditional search results. AI has added another layer to digital marketing that requires more targeted visibility from your brand. And there's also the matter of conversion rate. While traditional organic traffic still dwarfs generative AI traffic, we've found that people who land on websites from AI convert at a rate about 1.2 times higher than those who come from organic traffic. So the brands that make their AI presence a priority are attracting more qualified users, leading to conversions and likely more deals closed. We also need to talk about the cost of doing nothing. Sure, AI may not be the biggest source of traffic, but 800% growth in 2 years is a sign that people are relying on it more and more, and it is having an impact on traditional search. While traditional search still accounts for a large portion of traffic, and we firmly believe it's important to businesses, we have seen click-through rates fall. When an AI overview is present in the Google search results, one study found that its appearance corresponds with an average 58% lower click-through rate for the page at the top. A separate study also found that when a page is cited in an AI overview, it has a higher click-through rate than a page that appears outside of the AI overview. And this makes sense. AI summarizes content, reducing the need for a click to learn more. And AI overviews take up more real estate in the search results, pushing organic results further down on the page. So if you're not mentioned in an AI overview or other AI response, you're not only less likely to get clicked, you're less likely to appear in front of your audience altogether. You also miss out on that early mover advantage. GEO is still kind of new, so getting started with it and establishing your presence now can help ensure you're visible when other businesses are scrambling to get up to speed. And of course, there's also the matter of results. If a lot of AI interactions never lead to a click, how do you prove that your efforts are actually making a difference? First, you need to make sure your analytics tools are set up correctly to monitor AI traffic. Like I said earlier, some tools do this out of the box, and others may need some custom setup. From there, you can see whether that traffic is turning into leads and going further down in your funnel. Second, you need to shift the way you think about success. While you can measure some traffic from AI, often the people visiting your website from AI can't be easily tracked. An AI tool may mention your brand, leading to someone finding you on their own later without a direct click. Instead, metrics like market position and brand mentions can help you understand your overall presence, while tracking overall leads or qualified leads in tandem with this AI data can help you understand how people engage with your business. You may see traffic down, but leads up, which is a telltale sign that people are finding you in a way that's not easy to track. A tool like OmniSEO can help you identify where AI is citing your brand, how your brand is interpreted by these tools, and more details about your AI presence. So at its core, your GEO or AI SEO strategy requires clear data, an organized site structure, and multi-channel digital presence, plus patience. Just like with SEO, results take time. If you don't have an established online presence or aren't seen as an authority in your field, building that up requires time and consistency. Don't give up if you don't see big changes immediately. Putting the work into growing your online presence and appearing in AI responses will give you a leg up on the competitors who haven't adapted to this new era of search. So start researching your audience, make a plan, and get optimizing. We're just a few clicks away if you need any help. Thanks for watching.